Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, what's up guys? So today I'm going to be showing you how to put in a power lock module, I guess you would say. And I already did it on this door, so I pretty much know how to do it on the passenger door. Hopefully it goes by fast, but I'll explain to you guys like how to mount everything and stuff like that. It's pretty simple. People say, oh, there's no room in those doors, so you don't know where to mount it and all that stuff, but I spent about 6 hours on the driver door just trying to figure out positions on where to mount it, and because it has to push the lock to lock it, of course, and pull it to unlock it, so it has to work both ways. And that's what people like are having a struggle with, is it'll lock one way but then it won't unlock, or vice versa and stuff like that. So I'm driving down to the shop right now and I'll get started on that. Alright, so we're going to start off with some basic stuff, just taking off the door panel. I'm sure all you know how to do it. It's pretty simple. Just need simple hand tools, a flathead screwdriver, and a Phillips. Just rip this thing off. Set it aside. Pry this little tab or cover off. Your Phillips screwdriver and just unscrew that. Unscrew the bottom one. Unscrew the right bottom one. 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. Don't lose your screws. And lock this door. There's a little tiny screw in the center of it. Make sure you don't lose a screw. You can see. And then to take this off, you open the door handle and just pull it off towards the car. Now I always just put that screw back so I don't lose it. And this is a tricky part. So what you have to do is there is a little horseshoe clip in here, and you have to get one of the ends and just push it off. Unless you have one of the remover things. And it's just flung. It's a little thing that looks like this. And you just have to get behind it and push the edge of it down, and it pops right off. You just pull that off. Make sure you don't lose this horseshoe clip either. You just pull the door handle right, or the door panel right off. Make sure all the clips are popped up. Oops. And just pull it up. Like so. Mine looks wet because it rained a few days ago, so. Now that we have the door panel off, we're going to be working with over here, so I'll scoot the camera up here and show you guys. Before we start the video, I wanted to show you what the driver's side looks like. And this is what it looks like. This is the actual, I forgot what you call it, motor thing that locks it and unlocks it. And we'll lock it. Now you can see it unlocked. Then I'll unlock it. So I pretty much did it opposite. I made this bracket here. It's a pretty ghetto bracket, but don't look at it. Just hide that. But it positions it so it pushes it back towards the back of the car to lock it, and it pulls it forward to the front of the car to unlock it. And I'll show you guys again. Lock. to unlock. So it pulls it back pretty hard. I heated this little rod up that they give you. I heated it up till it was bright red and dipped it in oil, and I think that hardened it a little so it doesn't bend when it locks it and unlocks it. So I'll try and recreate this on the other side. Hopefully I can match it pretty well and it doesn't take forever, but we'll see. Alright guys, so I'm going to be using these brackets that came with the module, or the actuator, and I have two of them since I didn't use the one on the other side. And at first you want to screw these screws in and leave them a bit loose so you have some adjustment that you can do. But screw them in until the head is just about touching the bracket, and then I'm going to show you how to mount it on the door. Alright, so I got the module mocked up there. I bent these at that much of an angle, as you can see. And just put it, make sure the module is behind this metal part right here. And you want it as far forward as possible. Make sure it's extended out and it doesn't interfere with this window track. So it's right, very close to it, but that's pretty much what you need. And then you're going to get the rod that they supply you and get it from here as far over here as possible, so there's as little angle as possible. And I'll show you how to do that once I get two screws right here. And tighten these up. And tighten that one down. Now you should have a working module. You might have to adjust it a little bit. I had to do quite a bit of adjusting in the last one. But you just have to play around with it. And looks like I have to scoot this one forward just a tad bit right there. It's in unlock position. When it's in the unlock position, you want it to be almost pulled all the way in, but not quite, just so it has that extra oomph to unlock it. So I think that will be good. Now I'm just going to get some battery jumper and test it. And the way you test it is you just put a positive on this side and a negative on this side, and it should shoot out. Then reverse the polarities and it should suck back in. So I'm going to go and get a battery jumper. We're going to see if it works. So I just got the battery jumper and I tried it and it didn't work very well, so you just got to play around with it. This bolt wasn't very tight, so I just put a new screw in it and put one of those backing screws on, backing nuts onto it. Then I just had to move this around, adjust the angle of the module, and now I think it's working pretty good. So adjust the polarity, full unlock, full lock. So then just keep trying it, make sure it doesn't half lock or half unlock. As you can see, it's still working good. So I think I'm going to run the wiring, and then I'll have working keyless entry on my 93 Miata. So to run the wiring, you pretty much just run these to your relays, or my relays. I just use some 2 5-post relays, but Viper sells an actual kit, so you don't have to screw with all that wiring. I didn't know about the kit until I got done with the wiring, so I just used 2 5-post relays. Then you just run these to the actuator wires, and if you lock your car and it unlocks, then that just means you just have to switch these over. So just keep these bullet connectors on so you can switch them over, switch the polarity if you need to. But and your car still works like this, but it also works with keyless entry, so that's cool. I'm going to run the wiring. I'll probably take a video of that too. It's not going to be very hard, just run this through this. The hardest thing is getting the wires through the boot, but I usually just take it off because it's just that much easier. You can keep this thing on. Make sure everything's tight before you put everything back together, the door panel and everything, so you don't have to take it all back apart. I'll do that right now. Just tight, so make sure you don't strip it. Strip anything, because plastic is easy to strip and the sheet metal is easy to strip. I think I'm good. Make sure it works again. You don't want to hold these wires on too long or it'll burn out the motor. Full lock. Full unlock. So I got the wiring through the rubber boot in the door, and I wanted to film it, but it's going to be hard to film, or it would be hard to film. So what you need to do is you need to peel this boot off, and there's a little plastic piece that sticks in the door if it already didn't come off with the boot. If it came off with the boot, you're good. But if the plastic piece is still in the door, just get a screwdriver and gently pry it off. Then gently pry it, or you can actually go in the door. You reach up and you just squeeze on the two of them, on two sides of the plastic piece. You just squeeze it and push it out. And it might be kind of hard at first, but just keep with it and it'll come out. Then you'll have two plastic pieces in the rubber boot. Then what you need to do with the wire you have is just try and stick it through the hole and just keep feeding it until you see it come out. And you'll see it come out of this crack. But you have to go through this oval hole and come out another oval hole on the other side. So there's just this gap right here that the wire could fall through. But just keep feeding it. Again, you just have to play with it and try and get it through. But once you get it through, you put the two plastic pieces back in this rubber boot. And you just kind of peel it around the edge so that the plastic piece is in the rubber boot. And you just run the wire through the rubber boot, then through the hole in the door. Then you just stick the rubber boot back on, and you should be golden. So I put the interior all back together. All the door panels are on, and as you can, doors are both unlocked. Now they're locked. And now they're unlocked. So that was how to install the door lock relay on a NA Miata. This will work with 90 through 97. And please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you, and peace out.